Previously on The Way We Did It, we took our Lance to Steamboat Springs, where we found the best fall foliage we've ever seen in Colorado. Now, let's fast forward through winter to a brand new year of travel, kicking it off with our annual spring trip to Rocky Mountain National Park. What are we about to do?
Picking up the camper.
Yeah. What are we about to do?
On our way to pick up the camper from storage, get it ready for the summer.
First camping trip is in 2 weeks.
We don't have much time. Lots to do.
All right, we're a little rusty with having to film again. Basically, we were loading up our Lance 825 truck camper for another year of travel. And first up was our annual trip to Rocky Mountain National Park. Every spring, the park aims to plow and reopen Trail Ridge Road on Memorial Day weekend, and we've made it a tradition to be one of the first people of the year to drive it. We first spruced up the camper with new decor, like these faux marble peel and stick tiles for the bathroom, which transformed our white box into, dare I say, a luxurious spa. We purchased a national park map that will enable us to track in real time which parks we visited and which ones we still have left to go. We upgraded our battery from a generic deep cycle to a Renogy AGM for its stability and better electrical output. And lastly, we built a wooden structure to hopefully prevent the camper from shifting around, because we unfortunately have some battle scars from last year from the tie-downs rubbing up against the truck. We'll be sure to give an update in a future video. It was now time to hit the road. A winter storm had swept through the mountains earlier in the week, leaving behind a thick blanket of snow and cooler temperatures, which actually worked in our favor, allowing us to escape the scorching heat wave in the plains. North of Estes Park, there appeared to be some residual storms hanging around. But continuing west towards the national park, we were met with bright blue sky, and the temperature had already fallen to a comfortable 68 degrees. It was clear that spring was in full swing in Rocky Mountain, with all the wildlife enjoying the beautiful warm weather after the long frigid snowstorm. Now, let's check out the campground. We were lucky enough to score a night at the Moraine Park Campground. We booked a standard site on Loop B, which came with a fire pit, picnic table, and had a small trail up to the ridge overlooking Moraine Park. You can't really go wrong with any campsite here. They are all pretty spacious and offer the same amenities, with the exception of the tent-only sites having food storage lockers to keep bears and deer out of your stash. Later in the evening, we decided to take the Ridge Trail down to Moraine Park so Dave could go fishing. But when we reached this vista of the entire meadow, we just couldn't leave. We sat and watched an elk herd wander underneath the glowing mountains as the sun set over Moraine Park. And back at camp, we ate cereal for dinner and did a crossword puzzle before settling in for the night. The next morning, a magpie kindly let us know it was time to wake up. There's a bird on our roof, and he's pecking at something on the roof.
That's his feet.
That's his feet. We unfortunately had to push back Trail Ridge Road to the next day due to possible weather at higher elevations. So we jumped to Plan B, which was to hike the trail to Cub Lake. It's a 4.6-mile round-trip hike to an alpine lake known for its blooming lily pads in the summer months. The trail started by taking us over the Big Thompson River and across Moraine Park. When we rounded the corner to head up the western edge of the park, it revealed an incredible view of the snow-capped mountains and small pools sprinkled throughout the meadow. We came across downed trees and burnt remnants of a previous wildfire. But luckily, that didn't stop signs of spring from popping up along the trail. We then entered a beautiful aspen grove with small cascading streams flowing into the meadow below.
So rad.
These aspens.
After one last rocky climb were distant views of the valley and more damage from a wildfire. But from there, it didn't take long before finally arriving to Cub Lake. We made it! Look at those mountains! Oh my gosh. As you can tell, we were completely awestruck by the towering snow-capped mountains, and happily surprised to see tons of lily pads already blooming this early in the year. We scouted out a place to stop for lunch and had a furry little friend keep us company. The landscape had been greatly affected by the Fern Lake fire in 2012. A photo at the trailhead displayed what it once looked like, but all that was left now were rows of tree stumps exposing the rocky surface of the hillside. Rested and refueled, we began the trek back to the trailhead, but not before running into a bit of an issue. There's the trail, there's the mace. Although she seemed perfectly content with grazing in her thick patch of grass, we waited for a pair of hikers to catch up with us and very quietly walked the trail together. Little did we know that wasn't our last moose sighting of the day. Wading in one of the ponds in Moraine Park was a large bull moose. We hid next to a boulder and watched him dunk his head into the water in search of tasty vegetation. We were also very impressed at how long he could hold his breath underwater. We were nearly back to the trailhead when we ran into yet another roadblock. A herd of elk had gathered right across the trail. With no real way of going around them, we slowly made ourselves known and waited for them to move out into the meadow. We're coming! We're coming through! Although some were a little more stubborn than others. That one just doesn't even care.
I guess we're in the middle of an elk herd. That's pretty cool.
They won't get off the trail. We're trying to gently coax them. These two are being stubborn. They found some good grass. Watch out! He does not want to leave his little grassy spot. We're coming! We're coming! We're coming!
Did you just snot at it? You see that snot coming out of his mouth? That's gross. Yeah, we don't have any backup.
Well, Just go slow. I guess they're used to people. We're coming. We're coming through. Sorry. Sorry to disturb you. We're sorry. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Going slow. It's okay. Okay, they're letting us pass. It's okay.
All right.
Okay, let's go. Sorry to disturb you. Back at the camper, we found a place to park closer to town and made our usual dinner. What are we having?
Tacos! And we're watching disco! Creatures of Habit.
Yep. We then got some unfortunate news. Due to yet another winter storm forming at higher elevations, the park was forced to shut down Trail Ridge Road. And the high winds from the storm were impacting lower elevations as well, which we soon witnessed outside our window.
That was crazy.
So we made the call to pack it up and go home. Although our weekend didn't exactly go as planned, it was still quite the adventure. Next time on The Way We Did It, we embark on a monumental road trip to Vancouver, Canada, that will take us to secluded national parks, rugged coastlines, and on new adventures. If you'd like to join us on more adventures, be sure to like this video and click that subscribe button. And if you're interested in supporting our channel, you can make a one-time donation to our Happy Camper Fund to receive a shout out in our videos. And for even more perks, you can find us over on Patreon, so we can continue to show you the way we did it.